Hi guys and happy Wednesday. I am your host Priscilla Moy and we are here for the hot seat at social media shows. We go live in studio every Wednesday at 3 p.m. and we bring people from mostly Las Vegas, but I would love to expand it to all around the world, here to talk about what they do and why they do what they do. Every week I'm always so inspired by my guests because they always have such an amazing story, amazing journey, and different experiences that everyone, not just you guys, but also including myself, that can learn from. No matter what profession that they're in, whether it be in entertainment, whether it be in politics, whether it be in social work or art or just local businesses. I love just meeting people around the city and knowing that they are pushing through everything that they had dreamed of doing. So today is obviously not going to be anything less of exciting, since every week I always promise you guys the best interviews with the best people of the city. And today we are definitely going to be going around the theme of entertainment. We have two amazing guests here waiting to tell you all about what they do and all the upcoming things that they have in store for the amazing locals and tourists here in Las Vegas. So when we come back, make sure that you grab your drinks, you grab your lunch, you sit down, and you make sure to prepare for an exciting and inspirational couple of interviews here on the hot seat. And I will see you right after the break.
Got Films is a full-service production company that provides motion picture quality content and production services for use in the film and TV industry. Looking for a seasoned crew, high-quality equipment, or other production services for your film, TV, commercial, corporate convention, sports, news, or interview project? Your search stops here. Some of our projects include NASCAR, American Restoration, Pawn Stars, Counting Cars, Top Chef, BattleBots, Forge and Fire, and Street Outlaws. We have also produced over 60 feature films and documentaries. We're ready for all your needs. Whatever your project, whatever your budget, big or small, Got Films got you. GotFilms.com.
Hi, I'm Deacon T with Modern Word Ministries. It's great to be with you today. Just a short little promo for our show. Every Sunday morning we have service, and you can follow us at 10 a.m. Pacific time on modernwordministries.org. And if you missed us or you want to see some of our older messages, go ahead and check us out on socialmediashows.com every single morning at 9 a.m. It's a great way to kick off your day, get a little bit of the word in you, get something uplifting, get you started off on your way. You know, if you're looking for prayer or you need some help, reach out to us. If you go to our website, again, that's modernwordministries.org, you can interact with me via telephone, via DM, text message, whatever you want. I'll get right back to you. So if you need prayer, you need help, you just need somebody to talk to, Modern Word Ministries is here for you. We are your church in the community. So until you see you next time, be blessed, everybody. Bye-bye.
Hi guys and welcome back to the hot seat. As always, we're going to jump right into it. Today's theme is going to be people in the entertainment industry here in the beautiful city of Las Vegas, Nevada. Our first guest has quite a resume. She's been seen on multiple TV shows, cable TV, internet TV, all abroad. She's a comedian, she's a ventriloquist, she's an actress, she's a proud SAG-AFTRA member. So everyone, please welcome April Brooker.
Hello!
Air hugs.
Air hugs, yes. How are you?
Good. How are you? Loving the leopard.
Thank you, and I'm loving your outfit too.
Thank you.
As a matter of fact, I had a pair of shoes like that in high school.
Oh, they're
Yes.
back, baby.
They're back, good. Because I was saying that was the last time fashion was good. Guess what? You're bringing back the good stuff.
Oh,
with
yeah,
sewing.
you have
Yes.
to. At this point, I've already realized in this decade is going to be everyone can dress however they want to dress.
Good,
It's become
good.
fashion. Back then, it was very much like certain things.
Oh, dear,
now
yes.
everyone just comes as they are, and I am here for it.
Exactly,
Okay,
me too.
queen?
Mhm, yep.
Yeah,
Mhm.
so you're wearing all leopard, matching the suitcase. This is her prop because you obviously travel with a couple of friends, right?
Yes,
You are
my
a
children.
ventriloquist.
Yes, I travel with my children, and I call them my children. Everybody thinks it's crazy that I call them my children, but let me tell you, some people call their cats and dogs their children.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, real human children, at least my kids listen to me.
That's good. You can control the narrative, right?
Yeah, and it's just always been that way. It's been us against the world because Priscilla, A number of years ago, I was engaged to somebody that wasn't very nice. And he made me choose between me and the puppets. I chose him because I thought, well, I want to be a ventriloquist. That's a pipe dream. But you know what? After several unhappy months, I went in, I looked under my bed, I saw my puppets collecting dust, and I cried. And I took them out. And May, who you're going to meet later, we walk into the kitchen, we see my now former fiance, and we told him it was over. And I chose my puppets. And so the Daily Mail UK did a story on me after hearing this. And the story went viral from England to Iceland to Italy, then from Russia to China to India, then from Singapore to Australia to Indonesia, then from Ghana to Nigeria to Kenya, then from Colombia to Brazil to Guatemala. And that's right, I'm a celebrity in Guatemala, whatever that means. And the headline read as follows: ventriloquist who splashes out 20 grand a year on her puppets that even have their own bedroom dumps her fiance after he says it's them or me. Folks, I thought I was doing all right, but boy was I wrong. So I'm not looking for Mr. Right. I'm just desperately seeking Mr. Okay. Do you know anybody?
Yeah, literally, I am proud of you for that, though.
Thank you.
Because one, if you were unhappy, you chose kind of yourself and
Thank
your
you.
happiness and your goals over
Thank
that.
you.
And obviously, it's made you soar across the globe.
Thank you.
So, I mean, here you are. And at the end of the day, Mr. Okay, so as you say, will come and he will understand that you're a hustling, you're a career-driven woman.
Yes.
And everything like that. So let's go back to the beginning. So you have been on everything from My Strange Addiction to Entertainment Tonight to a bunch of Vegas podcasts and interviews and TV shows talking about you, and you have such an exciting personality. It's so different. It's great for what you do, though. As a performer.
Thank you.
And at a Vegas local, you kind of need that to kind of stand out amongst all the big male performers, magicians.
Yes.
So tell me the start of how this became a thing.
Well, Priscilla, I'm from right outside of Pittsburgh. That's why I talk the way I do. I talk like a Yinzer. And if it's one thing that's big in Pittsburgh, it's football. Okay? And I grew up without cable, and my mother dressed me. I wasn't allowed to talk to boys, so I wasn't just bullied. I practically had a bullseye tattooed on me, because those things make you so popular with your friends. So anyway, I had no cable, but my brother was going to play football, and my dad wanted the sports channel. So he calls the cable company. I only want one channel. But Mr. Brooker, you got to get 30. But I only want one. And so after an hour of fighting with them, we get cable. So we're watching the cable after one of my brother's football games Friday night to see where our team stacks up. And, of course, this is Bethel Park. It's a little suburb right outside of Pittsburgh. And my dad hates commercials, so he changes the channel, and there is an Edgar Bergen tribute. And for those of you that don't know, Edgar Bergen is a very famous ventriloquist. And so, of course, we are all trying to talk like the ventriloquists, and I have my great-grandmother's sideways Irish smile. And she was the only one that could do it. Oh, okay, Mr. Hand. And so that Christmas, my mother got me a Groucho Marx puppet under the tree, and that's what started it.
Yeah. And you realized that you had that talent immediately, because it's not easy. Right?
Well, I guess I realized that I had aptitude in it. It takes a lot of work to develop the talent, and I actually wrote a book about it during the pandemic called Don't Read My Lips. And it's basically how to become a ventriloquist, and it's everything I've learned about the business, but also everything I've learned in becoming a ventriloquist, because it takes a lot of time and effort to perfect. And people tell me I'm quote unquote good now, but it's because I've had a lot of years to perfect it.
Right. And that's every craft too.
Oh yeah,
right?
That's every craft. And that's whether you're an actor, a singer, a dancer, a magician. And there are people that have been doing magic for 50 years that are pros that can do it in their sleep, but they couldn't do that their first magic show probably.
Right. Yeah. And so over the years, you've kind of developed your own style. And what would you say that kind of is? Did you ever try to think of something outside the box that you think that would sell? Or have you always stayed true to yourself?
Well, Priscilla, I've always stayed pretty true to myself. Because basically the reason for that is that, anytime you try to be like anybody else in life, it kind of bites you in the butt. It's just the way it is. And so I've always stayed true to myself. And there were times that I was like, oh, I'm going to try to do this. This is more traditional. Because when I moved to New York City, I thought I was going to become a classical actor. And yeah, I'm a trained Shakespearean actor. You can't tell by the way I talk right now, but I am. And I had a teacher say to me, listen, you're not a classical actor. You don't have a future as an actor, April. And I tank it out in her class every day because she was a miserable human being. But that's another discussion for another time. And I would always be killing it in the dorm talent shows. So I was thinking I was going to leave New York, leave my dreams behind, move back to suburbia, have 2.5 kids, shovel snow, because that's what my mom wants. And they were doing a comedy show, and they flyered me in. And it was raining, and I thought, I want to get out of the rain. So, of course, this girl's on the stage, and she's not very good. And I thought, my puppets and I can do better than this. Mm-hmm. And so the next thing I know, I'm doing comedy with my puppets. So being true to April Brooker is the only thing I've ever known.
Yeah. And I'm proud of you for that.
Thank you.
Especially because I know you have a BFA in acting, as well as do I. And in the theater world, you kind of have to mold yourself as like a number when you go to call auditions. Mm-hmm. So you're kind of trained to be just something that they can mold into, or we can't see you. It's all this, right?
Yes, yes.
So to express yourself is very frowned upon, and I imagine you went to school at a different time than I did, so it was
even more so. Yes,
and you're in New York, right?
Oh
so
God, yes.
Worse. Yeah, so I applaud you for that, and it's obviously gotten you way farther than I think that if you kind of stuck between the whole lines and what is, what isn't, what should be, what shouldn't be, then it kind of brought you here, and now you're here on the hot seat.
Thank you. Yeah, and thank you for that. And the toughest thing in this business is that you look around and there are so many of them, and but there's only one of you, and that used to be really intimidating. Yeah. But I started to think as I got more into New York, I thought, wait a minute, this isn't a bad thing. There are 1,000 of them, but there's only one April Brooker. And they're not gonna remember those 1,000 people. They're gonna remember April Brooker.
Oh, they're gonna exactly. When you stand out, trust me, even if they might be like, I don't know, you're gonna be there, living rent free in the mind.
Oh yeah. Well, there was one time, and this is how I got on my strange addiction. I said after I left my former fiance that I was going to spend every hour God sent becoming the best ventriloquist I could be. So I did every show that I could, this, that, whatever. And I ended up street performing for a flea market. And it was for a little food money. And so anyway, I meet this guy, and he's got this mustache and this camera, and he's very handsome. And so Mae Wilson hits on him, because she hits on everybody. You'll meet her in a while. And anyway, he says to me, could I take your picture? So I let him take my picture, and I'm thinking, I've met my Mr. Okay. So anyway, I'm telling him, oh yeah, I'm free now, blah, blah. He's like, well, my girlfriend doesn't always understand my photos. And I was like, really? And so anyway, a year later, my phone rings. And, a few months later, whatever. And it's a casting assistant for My Strange Addiction. And I was like, hey, she goes, I heard you left your fiance for your puppets. Is that true? And I said, yeah. She said, well, the other assistant's boyfriend took your picture in Brooklyn. And I'm like, yes. So I was living rent-free in his mind and on his camera.
Exactly. Hey, and then that got you a whole episode of My Strange Addiction. And you also have been on What Would You Do?
Yes.
Correct?
Oh, that was crazy.
That's exciting.
Oh, it was exciting, and I almost got punched.
Oh, yeah. I hate to be the person, like, in your position, even though I'm but, like, when these people start getting really hostile, right? They're going to come for you, and you're just like, I want to tell them so bad, but please don't be mean to me.
And that's kind of the way it was, because I had the earpiece in, and there. Okay, well, the homeless woman was an actor who lived in Connecticut. She lived in either Riverdale or Connecticut or one of those places, and took a car down to the South Street Seaport, which means she's in a higher income bracket than anybody on that set. So, but she's acting, we're all there, and so I'm ripping into her with Mae, and Mae's saying, hey, homeless woman, smell you later. And all of a sudden, this guy who's been working the door, he's smoking a cigarette, he looks like he's in a bad mood, and he's one of these doormen. And he goes, stop making fun of the homeless woman. And in my ear, they're like, tell him it's not me, it's her. And so he's like, well, when the cops come, they're going to arrest the both of you. And so all of a sudden, I'm looking around, and they come out, and they're like, we're with What Would You Do? And so initially, he wouldn't speak on camera because he thought that we were just making fun of homeless people. They're like, no, the homeless woman's an actor. And so he did speak on camera. but it was like I was this close to getting punched.
Yeah, literally, it's like, oh my god, how much danger are you gonna put me in for this TV show? Like, I promise you, like, I'm just here. They asked me to be here. We're just like a skit. But yeah, so obviously, like, please tell the audience, like, how you kind of molded, you being a trained classical actress, how that kind of pushed you into your own act, your own show. Do you feel like it really catapulted you? If you didn't have that training, would you kind of be where you would be now?
Well, I think that training has made all the difference because it helps me mold my characters. It helps me give them a why. It helps me give them a motivation. And you've taken enough acting classes where you've had an acting teacher say, what's your motivation? You know?
Yeah.
And so anyway, it's helped me there. It's also helped me with breath control. It's helped me take care of my voice because if it's one thing about Las Vegas, it is dry out here. Water, water, water. And I remember, I think being out here, I've paid amends and respect to every voice and speech teacher I've had because I was probably one of their worst students ever. And then I also have an MFA in creative writing from Antioch, Los Angeles too. And I studied screenwriting there. And so this helps because I write vehicles for these guys.
Yeah. And now you have your own shows in Vegas, right? You've performed in other things at Planet Hollywood. You've been at, Alexis Park, correct?
Yeah, for 9 months. Yep, as a special guest star. And now I'm on April in Vegas. I have a television show too, April in Vegas, where I interview people poolside at the English Hotel with Steve Dennis, my co-host, who's the general manager, and it's a lot of fun, and I wouldn't be doing any of the things I'm doing now if it wasn't for the background. So thank you, Mom, for making me study.
No, honestly, you're not grateful for it in the process. You're like, oh my god, I hate school and all this
Oh
stuff.
God, don't even
now
get me
you're
started.
like, oh my god, thank God I did that. You took everything, not knowing that you kind of absorbed everything that you did because you're like, oh my god, why are they so mean to me? Why are they pushing me?
Yes,
and now you're
God,
here and
yes.
you're like, oh goodness, thank God.
Yeah, or even something happened the other day, and I was like, why am I losing my breath? And I just thought, Eric Buckley, I remember you taught me this trick. So Eric, if you're watching, I love you, and I know I should have been a better student.
So tell us how you came from New York to Las Vegas. What was that journey?
Well, I came to New York. I came from New York to Las Vegas, and I had been living in New York for 10 plus years. And to support my ventriloquisty ambitions, I actually worked as a singing telegrammer. And I have another book called I Came, I Saw, I Sang, Memoirs of a Singing Telegram Delivery Girl, and I'm releasing the sequel to that soon, knock on wood. And I was in a show called Murdered by the Mob. It's the longest running off-Broadway dinner theater show in New York City. And they are great people. And I was doing shows, and I had maxed New York out. And so I got the opportunity to do a show in Las Vegas called April Unwrapped. Now, the show had 2 preview weekends in February 2020, and it was set to open in March of 2020. And you know what happened? So that's what brought me out here, but I fell in love with Vegas, and I decided to stay. Viva Las Vegas.
Yeah, and you haven't been here for long, but you, I feel like, fit in perfectly.
Oh, thank you. Yes, I love Vegas, yes.
Yeah, I feel like it's perfect for you. It's meant to be, regardless if that show didn't happen the way it was supposed to. A ton of other things kind of catapulted you to be really who you are and just to shine in a city that won't judge you. I feel like it doesn't matter what you do. If you come here and you bring it, you're going to belong, right?
Yeah, oh
if
yeah.
You look around, yeah.
Yeah, the other day I'm in a supermarket and a lady's walking with a bird on her shoulder. Welcome to Vegas.
Yeah, literally. There's no answers to any questions. If you ask a question, no one can tell you. Because it's just Las Vegas. And we love it. That's why we're here. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
So absolutely amazing. Now, you're going to show us a little bit of what you're all about. Not too much. We're going to kind of give the viewers a little hint of your talents, all the work that you put into. And I'm so excited because obviously everyone can see that you are your own person. You have your own personality. It's electric. It's kind of like rock. It's everything, from the hair down to the outfit. I live for it. I'm here.
Thank you.
So I can't wait to meet your friends. But also, I do ask this one question to all of my guests because it kind of sums up them as a person, and I love hearing the answer because it sums up the whole interview, right? We can sit here talking for 20 minutes, but this one answer to the question really just tells people who you are and how authentic and genuine you are. So the question would be, is there a philosophy that you live by?
Actually, yeah. It's the philosophy I live by is the Aleister Crowley quote, love under will, love is the law. Just, lead from the heart.
And that's what you do. You always in that.
Yes.
Yeah. As you said, you went to classical training. You just felt like you were your own person. I'm not in a mold.
Yeah.
And you didn't.
Mm-hmm.
You never did.
Mm-hmm.
And it's amazing because look where you are, Viva Las Vegas.
Viva Las Vegas, baby.
This April.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, and I love it here, and I love the sunshine. What's not to like?
What's not to like? So, where can people find you, social media-wise? I mean, obviously, her IMDb page is going to have a lot of information. She has reels, she has videos of all of her work, of TV appearances, interviews, etc. But as far as social media, which I'm pretty sure you're very prevalent on, if you could tell the audience where to find you.
You can find me on Instagram under the April Brooker. You can find me on Twitter under April Brooker. You can find me on YouTube under April Brooker Comedy. You can find me on TikTok under April Brooker, and you can find me just about anywhere under April Brooker. I know. It's like, that's my name, folks. Yeah.
Love it. It's a brand. We're here for it. And I know, you do have your TV show, but are you also performing anywhere where people can come see you live?
Well, I have a residency in the works called Dummies After Dark, so watch for it, folks. Keep an eye out.
Amazing. So I can't wait. Yeah, we're going to have her kind of give you a little taste. And then I hope to have you back after that kind of premieres.
Yes.
Everyone can go see you, and then we can just have you come right back. I'm going to jump right into what your residency is about. So I can't wait for that day. Really, really, really proud of your success and love seeing what you've done and how it's kind of catapulted you. A true inspiration to people who are out there feeling like they don't belong in any place and think that they can't do what they want to do. So you are the prime example of that.
Thank you.
A woman of fire. She's here. So when we come back, she is going to give you a little performance of what to expect from her talents, her upcoming residency, and just her in general, and what you could probably learn from her with her hosting experience and her TV show. Just everything April Brooker.
Yes,
is going to come to you after the break, so make sure you don't go anywhere because we want to meet the friends that she chose for this fiance. We need to meet them. Because obviously they got to be some.
Yes.
I see clips and they are some, but I want to see in person. In person's different, okay? We have to have it here. So luckily we have it live in studio before anybody else can see her residency, but especially for you guys, viewers of the Hot Seat and all of us here in production. So we're super excited, but they're clearly our number one in her life. As they should be, because they're not going to leave. They love her just as much. It's unconditional.
It's unconditional, baby.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so everyone, April Brooker, she's not gone yet, so don't go anywhere. She's going to come right back here and do her little thing with her friends. So we can't wait. All right, see you after the break, guys.
This show is brought to you by Michelle Kubiak. If you want to buy or sell a home, call Michelle, 702-683-6576.
Shopping for a new home is an exciting time, and the mortgage process just got easier. New American Funding's all-digital mortgage application takes all the hassle out of applying for a mortgage. Simply put in your information and we do the rest. Safely and securely verify your income, assets, and tax information electronically. Plus, you get access to track the progress of your application anytime, anywhere. Less questions, less paperwork, less hassle, and instant access. Ready to start shopping for your new home? Let's get started.
Traditional TV is going away. Hollywood is starting to fade. People are demanding real stories from real people. Our voices are now being heard in our own way. Podcasts, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and TikTok Live are becoming the norm. Internet TV has now reached the highest demand in human history. Social media shows is now the new media of the century.
Hi everybody, I'm back and I'm going to show you some of my good stuff. I have a roommate, okay? My roommate is so dumb that she thought that an autobiography was a book on cars. My roommate's so dumb that she thought that asphalt was a rectal problem. My roommate's so dumb that she wouldn't get on a double-decker bus because there was no driver on the top. Folks, you may have seen her on My Strange Addiction, What Would You Do? Or just being absolutely fabulous. Please put your hands together for my friend and yours, May Wilson. Like, oh my God, April, I'm on TV. What's up, everybody? Ah! May. I'm ready for my close-up, okay? Okay, May. Anyway, May, how are you doing today? I'm doing great now that I'm here. Priscilla, I love your outfit. What's up? So, I was just telling them about my ex. You know, the one that everyone liked? They said the same thing about Jeffrey Dahmer. But he had a hot body in his refrigerator. You know what, May? You're just jealous that I have the better love life. Can I tell you a secret? Sure. Your honor grunter doesn't count. Well, I'm seeing 2 men right now, May. Yeah, that's right, 2. Let me guess. Could they be Glenn and Jerry? No, I got it, Dave and Guster. Well, May, I was just telling these folks that, I'm not looking for Mr. Right. I'm just desperately seeking Mr. Okay. And quick question, girl. What are you doing on internet television looking for some random guy from Oklahoma? Not a random guy from Oklahoma, May. Mr. Okay is an old dude. You know, like my ex, the one that everyone liked? Oh, yeah. I so totally don't want to talk about him. So, what do you want to talk about, May? I want to talk about getting a sugar daddy. May, you don't need a sugar daddy. Mine bought me my bus ticket to Vegas. Hey, girl, that's not a sugar daddy. That's a sweet and low down daddy. You know what, May? You better say something nice to me. Or what? Or I'm going to put you back in the box. You wouldn't dare. Okay, say something nice. Hey, girl, I'm so glad you stopped drinking. Oh, thanks. That was a hard thing for me to do. I got sick and tired of you slurring my words. So what's this about you getting a sugar daddy? I want a sugar daddy if you're watching. You sound like Anna Nicole Smith. She's my hero. I'm on the Anna Nicole Smith retirement plan. What happened to your last sugar daddy, May? Oh, he died unexpectedly at the age of 97. But May, why don't you just work? I'm too pretty for work. But why don't you just get a job? You said the J word. Ah! May, calm down. Ah! She said the J word. She wants you to work. Ah! Well, calm down. Maybe you'll get a sugar daddy watching the show. Say if you're watching, take me out of here. I'm gorgeous. I want to go solo. May, there's a sugar daddy over there. What? May Wilson, ladies and gentlemen. But if it's one thing Las Vegas has, it's lounge singers. And we have lounge singers everywhere. We have people that have talent. And so just as I'm showing my talent, this next guest is going to show his. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for my friend and yours, Dwayne Newton.
Well, hello.
Wow, Dwayne Newton, how are you doing?
I'm doing very good. Dwayne Newton at your service. How are you doing, Priscilla?
Good.
I'm doing better now that I'm on your show.
So, you look like somebody, but you're not.
Well, I'm Mr. Las Vegas' second cousin, twice removed.
Twice removed?
Yes, I've been removed once by casino security, and I've been removed once by the Clark County Department of Health.
So, you're not Mr. Las Vegas?
No, little lady. I'm Mr. Almost Las Vegas. Almost Las Vegas. Thank you very much.
So, have you ever met your famous cousin?
Actually, yes, I have. He gave me his autograph once.
Autograph? That's great.
It was big and gold at the bottom of the restraining order.
Oh. So, where can people see you perform?
Well, they can see me performing at the Kroger Supermarket Slot Parlor. But I got hopes and I got dreams. And someday, when they get a game license, I hope to appear at Whole Foods. Clean up in aisle 5! Clean up in aisle 5! What's going on, Dwayne? Sorry, I'm still on the clock.
So, how are things going with your agent, Morty?
Well, they were a little slow, but then he got paroled.
That's great. And, have you played anywhere in Las Vegas?
Yes, I played at the El Cortez.
The El Cortez? That's a great Las Vegas property.
No, it's the El Cortez Cantina in Guadalajara.
But Dwayne, do you have anything to say?
Well, little lady, I just want to get down to brass tacks. I want to be your Mr. OK.
Dwayne, how do I say this? You're not my type.
Well, I have a house, a job, and a car.
A house, a job, and a car? I might never get an offer like this again.
I live in my car and I work for Grubhub.
Oh. So, what do you want to do?
Well, I want to sing a song. Here goes. Dankeschön, darling, Dankeschön. Thank you to Priscilla for having us on again. Though we go on our separate ways, still the memory stays for always. My heart says Dankeschön, Dankeschön. Watch Priscilla, Dankeschön. Thank you for having me on again. Clean up and out 5. Though we go on our separate ways, still the memory stays for always. My heart says Dankeschön, Dankeschön.
Thank you very much.
Oh my goodness. I don't know what to say about that. But everyone, I hope you guys enjoy. Thank you to April, and then most importantly, thank you to May and Dwayne, because they're the stars of the show, obviously.
And they both want to say a proper goodbye to you.
Oh, yes. Okay.
I gotta get myself together.
I just want to say I love your outfit.
Mwah.
Oh, what is going on?
I'm Jelly. I don't
Well,
get
don't
one.
be jelly. I was waiting for you.
Everyone, April Brooker. Make sure to check out her social media and look out for her upcoming residency, which will be well deserved. She is one of a kind ventriloquist here in the city of Las Vegas, the city of entertainment, with her friends May and Dwayne. Now, we all know why she chose them over the fiance. I mean, how could you not?
Well, how could you not? But I want to choose you. What are you doing later?
We'll talk after the cameras. Boo-boo. But everyone, thank you so much to you guys for coming. I hope to see you guys again after you guys premiere on the big stage.
Thank you very much.
And make sure you guys don't go anywhere because we have one more amazing guest for you right after this break.
Don't touch that now.
Now on digital and DVD.
Hit it.
Space Wars Quest for the Deep Star is an epic sci-fi adventure.
Do what needs to be done.
An edge-of-your-seat wild ride.
We have company.
Tons of popcorn-munching fun. 5 stars. A love letter to the sci-fi films of the 70s and 80s. With plenty of action and fun for all. You need to see it. You really do.
The captain just decided it's time to go.
I am ready for a sequel. Experience a bold new adventure. Space Wars Quest for the Deep Star.
A good old-fashioned adventure.
Now on digital and DVD.
Yes. This old dude here is down in the 89101 with the pimps, hookers, and crackheads. I have the ass of a 16-year-old boy. So, get you some cheesecake. I had to watch porn at the office. They paid me to watch porn at the office. Up is down, black is white, porn is good again. The official name and title is Captain Chris Cookie Cook, the Cook County Chili Cook and comedic curmudgeon, captivating crowds from coast to coast.
Las Vegas, here we come!
I can't believe we're all moving to Vegas.
I know, right? It's a dream come true.
Wow, super creepy dude.
Mason, stop. I think he heard you.
What if someone walked up in the back of his semi? She's gone. Someone took her.
Who's that creepy trucker?
They call me Mother Trucker.
Hi guys, and welcome back to the Hot Seat. I am your host, Priscilla Moy, and that was just very different from what we've always had on the show. Very different energy, and I love it. I love meeting new people, seeing what talents they can bring here in studio. We're going to switch total gears to another realm of entertainment. Now we're going to go into the movie and film version of entertainment here in Las Vegas, because we have so much to offer. Now, he has had a long history working in film, on behind-the-scenes things, doing props, doing all of the other things, just working his way up to where he is now. He is now a CEO of his own production company, Cybrid Entertainment, and also has a movie out now, streaming, and just hitting all of those different blockbusters. So everyone, please welcome Mr. Evan Allen. Hello, thank you so much for coming. Love the hair, love everything about this, love the shirt.
Thanks for having me back.
Of course, of course. So first, congratulations. We obviously have your trailer running for Six Wheels from Hell, right?
Yeah.
Which is your recent movie that you have that premiered. So congrats on that.
Thank you very
We're
much.
going to talk all about that. So first and foremost, like, you have a long history of film. You've been working in film in different areas for a long time.
Yes.
Correct? And you're from Canada.
Yeah.
Right?
Vancouver area.
Yes. So tell everyone the story of how film became your life and how it brought you to Las Vegas.
I always wanted to work in the film
Mhm.
and music industry. I was gonna go to one of those like big fancy film schools in Vancouver, and my uncle convinced me not to. He said, "Go to this like film camp on a little island, and they teach you how to make a movie in a week." And so I did that, and I ended up going back for an entire summer, and I did course after course after course, and I did some music courses as well. So basically, my only film education was 2 months long, and then I applied. I sent this really cool resume with the graphics and boxes and everything off to Vancouver to a show called Dark Angel, which was like James Cameron television show starring Jessica Alba, and I got a phone call like almost instantly. But I still had to finish a bit of my schooling, so I was like, oh, I can't come quite yet. So then I went over there for a couple of weeks, and then they're like, oh, we don't have a spot for you now. So I'm like, oh man, right? And then I phoned a volunteer today. The phone rang in like 3 minutes. Then I did my volunteer day, and I was terrible. It was so bad. It was freezing. I had like mittens with no fingers. I had no idea what I was doing. They hired me as a production assistant. I didn't even know what it was. But I was just, I did the work, and they kept me going. The ALM at the time was named John Dreyer. And he kept calling me, and then I trained, and everything else I learned was on set from other people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Being on set actually teaches you a lot of different things, you know,
Yeah.
even if you're just observing. Right? And PAs kind of are like, everyone kind of has that experience. Like, you're just thrown in, there's about 10 of you, right? They just kind of send you, and you're just like, I don't know what I'm doing today. I'm just running around. But you learn a lot, even as an actor. Every set's different, right?
Oh, yeah.
People are different, and like how people operate is different. So I think a lot of that you can go through training, but you've learned through experience.
Absolutely.
And it kind of catapulted you into
Yeah.
where you are now.
So from there, I was in locations department for about 5 years. And then I had a little issue with the Directors Guild of Canada. I had a signature from the wrong person, and then they booted me. They kicked me out after 5 years. So it was like, but it was a good thing, I think, because instead of going the assistant director route, I ended up jumping into props with a prop master named Ron McCall. And I absolutely loved the department. So I volunteered 2 weeks on a film, and that got me going. And then Ron left to go film another movie, and then all of a sudden I ended up taking over for him. At the time he was doing the truck props, and I did that, and then all of a sudden, a few shows later, I'm a prop master.
Yeah.
With my own truck and my own crew, and
Calling the shots.
calling the shots, hiring whoever I wanted to. I absolutely loved it.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So then you kind of then ended up in Vegas, right?
Yep.
And then you decided to open up your own production company.
That's correct. There's a few things in between. When I moved here back in 2008, I believe, it's been like 15, 16 years, I would still go back to Canada and make a movie here and then. and then I had an onset injury, so I recovered in Vegas. And I loved it here so much that I ended up staying. You know, to go back and forth. And then after I had my son, I took a lot of time off of film and television. Because it was, you know, at one point we were back in Canada for a short period of time. There was about, we did 3 movies a week in a row, and I did not see my son until Sunday. And he was literally living at the babysitter's house. And then after that, I came back to Vegas, and I kind of took a lot of time off. But we also bought a film school, the same one that I went to. So we ended up running that for 5 years in Canada. But then kind of 3.5 years into it, the pandemic happened. So we kind of had to give that up. But then once everything shut down for COVID, PUA money started coming in. Everyone had nothing but time on their hands. So they were... I met Mark, the star of this movie. He just came over for karaoke one time. He hits me up on Facebook, said, you know, let's make a movie. I'm like, all right. So we started writing it, and it took so long to get my first PUA check that it wasn't enough for the whole movie, but it was a bit of a lump sum. It was enough to at least start shooting. Yeah. And so that's what I did. I invested the money into the movie, picked up another investor along the way, and then all of a sudden, a few weeks later, we had a movie in the can.
Had a movie. Literally, every person's dream is trying to get enough to just have it become an actual thing post-production, right? But I love that you never kind of gave up on film. You still kept your feet wet within film, whether it be having your school, right? Doing all of those things while obviously raising your son, which I applaud you for. And then you just started, you're just like, I'm just going to figure it out. Every day's a new day. And somehow you have been someone where you're just like, we'll see. And you ended up being like 2 weeks later, there you are. You're meant to be where you are. Yeah. So 6 Wheels from Hell, this is a movie that you're promoting currently. So tell us a little bit about it. I know it's a horror, it's a suspense, right? Like the trucker has some crazy stuff going on in the back of his truck, right? Yep. Tell us the inspiration behind this film.
I actually had the idea in my head 15, 20 years ago. And once I met Mark, this stunt guy from LA, I mean, he's in Texas now doing his own stunt school and things like that. But extreme force stunts. He kind of inspired the character because he just looked like a trucker. And, you know, he's in Texas right now, so that's kind of where I based the character, was from Texas. You know, it's a crazy truck driver with a torture chamber in the back of his murder bus. And, you know, we filmed up at Nelson Ghost Town. Originally it was 18 Wheels from Hell. And we couldn't really find a semi. They were so expensive to rent at the time because they were the only people working. And during the pandemic was all the truckers delivering goods all over the place. So we could not really find a semi. But then when we were up in Nelson Ghost Town, they had all these crazy vehicles all over the property. And we found this murder bus. And we're like, does that thing run? And they're like, oh yeah, let me start it up for you.
Really? They run?
Mark jumped right in it. Tony, the guy that owns Nelson Ghost Town, he gave him a little lesson, and then Mark was driving that thing around. It was awesome.
Yeah, that's amazing. I didn't know those cars ran up there because they sit out there all day in the heat. People took photo shoots and touch it and stuff.
Yeah, it's still up there. You can go visit the murder bus. Amazing.
And so right now, I know that you're getting it on streaming platforms. I know Vudu is one of them, correct? Is it up?
Yes, on August 4th it was released. It's on Vudu, Spectrum, DirecTV, Screambox, and Hoopla.
Wow.
Yeah.
Look at you. You're going for like 0 to 100. You're like, okay, we're not going to stop at 1. We're going to get it everywhere. But absolutely amazing. How was the process for you? I know it's just kind of like post-pandemic, you know, you're kind of getting your feet wet. This is like one of your first feature films that you're like, okay, well, we're going to see. It is, you know, are you prepared to do more? Was it great?
Yeah, this was our first of hopefully many. You know, we kind of had to wait for this one to get out there, so we can show the world that we have a finished product. So depending if we crowdfund or if we try to find investors, we can show them the finished product, show them that it's distributed around the world, and that we can go. So currently I have 14 feature films written, ready to go.
Wow.
It's a possibility that working with one of our producers' cousins in Thailand, that they want to make a film over there. So we just wrote a film. I'm not going to say too much about
Right,
it, just
right.
in
No,
case.
don't-
I
yeah,
don't
right,
want to
right. Don't jinx it.
Because these things, you know, sometimes they come to fruition,
Yeah.
sometimes they don't.
Yeah.
But if all goes well, hopefully we'll be in Thailand for the next one, and then come back to Vegas and do a bunch more here. So,
Amazing.
yeah.
And so, what is your goal with Cyber Entertainment? Obviously, apart from making feature films, are you trying to be someone huge in Vegas? Do you want to just also become something huge around the country, around the world? Do you want to focus only on films, or are you looking more so doing everything, documentaries, commercial, stuff like that?
I think personally,
Mhm.
I prefer feature films myself. You know, I like watching documentaries and things like that, but they don't interest me as a filmmaker.
Yeah.
You know, I tried a little bit in a reality show in Vegas here. It didn't go, but you know, sometimes those things happen. And
It's a lot. Reality TV is a lot.
and then I realized that wasn't my thing either.
Yeah.
So I think I just want to stick with the feature films and see what happens. Mostly horror, but we'll branch off into other things eventually.
I was just gonna ask, what kind of is that? Obviously, now horror is your thing, but is that kind of what you always lean more towards, or is that just kind of what always comes to you idea-wise? Is mostly horror stories?
Yeah, mostly. Love watching comedy, so I always throw some funny moments in the movies as well. And there are a couple other scripts that I have that are leaning more towards the comedy than the horror. And another one that's more of like a Tomb Raider kind of action film, things like that, with a little horror.
I love it. I love how hardworking you are, because obviously a lot of people are like, oh my god, I've been writing the same script for about 10 years. I don't know. I can't focus on one. But you're like, I have 14 written. They're just waiting. Like anyone, you know.
Well, that's what I figure. And I write them with budget in mind, to try to keep the budget as low as possible. Some of them are really high budget, and some of them are lower, some of them are middle. So when it comes time to be able to shoot something, maybe we can only shoot something on a super low budget. Maybe we can do something a little higher. I'll have the option. Well, I got this script, or this script. Which one should we do? Right.
But you're ready though. You're sitting there like, oh, I'm ready. And I love that. I 100% respect people that are 100% here for it. So was there a time when you started working in film that you always wanted this to be the end result? That you saw yourself doing this? Or do you just kind of figure it out as you went along?
Yeah, I mean, I've only ever had two dreams, and that was to work in movies and music. And in Vancouver, I also, before all the movie stuff, I was in a band called Yeah Whatever, which is a shirt, which is also on the soundtrack for Six Wheels from Hell, which is on AmelianRecords.com, AmelianRecords.com. So yeah, I always wanted to incorporate music in movies. So this Six Wheels from Hell is very music oriented. We got a bunch of Canadian bands on there, some from America. We got a Brazilian band on there, and then that song. The whole movie is just filled with wicked awesome music.
I love it though. You're bringing all of what's true to you into your work of art and giving them a chance to shine. So with you being in Las Vegas. And film, obviously, being an up-and-coming thing here. It's called now Hollywood 2.0, right? You got Mark Wahlberg. Everyone wants to have a production company here now. What do you see as a future for Las Vegas? And do you feel it's important to start to look at Las Vegas locals talent versus always outsourcing? Because I know that's a very popular thing for things filmed out here.
Very good question. Well, I feel like I've been here 15 years. I've only ever made one movie in Vegas, and I had to do it by myself. I had to do it on my own. Because the industry is very small here. There are some companies like the Mahal Empire that are doing very well. They've, figured out how to crowdfund like phenomenally, and so they've been able to make a career out of it. For a lot of people, crowdfunding is a 24/7 job. It is very, very, very difficult, and especially people are, it's hard. People don't have money these days, and the pandemic and inflation and everything. It's hard to ask people for money, right? And that kind of thing. So I think if Sony builds their studio here, if Disney builds their studio here, it'll open up a lot of doors for the filmmakers here, and I really hope they do. I hope the tax credit comes through. I emailed the governor, and she, not the governor, one of the senators that was proposing the bill in Nevada. She emailed back, very good response, and they're working very hard to get the bill passed. I haven't checked in on it to see if it has yet or not. So hopefully that all goes well. because that would open the doors for all of the filmmakers that are already here that have experience, that can step into those roles in the studios.
Yeah.
Which would then, some of us are driving for Lyft and other things like that, trying to get by. But if we have those opportunities, we can then subsidize our independent films by working on the big productions as well, because we'll be getting the big paychecks again, like I used to in Canada. I miss those days.
Yeah, because everyone focuses on LA and New York or big cities, and they don't like to look what's here because they just go on the assumption of what Vegas has, right? What it's like, oh, we're not going to find anything here, so they don't even try. Right, so they always outsource, and as someone who is in film and as a trained actor, it's kind of like, well, I love living here. I don't want to just go somewhere hoping to be now one in a million fish in a pond. Right. Like, I would love to kind of see things have opportunity for us who know we have the talent, and everyone's coming to Vegas. Vegas has places where people can film because everything's coming to commercials, right? Tons of stuff they shoot for hotels. You know, there are different things. So I always love getting a filmmaker's point of view, because when you look for talent, so obviously you're also a writer of your films. You obviously have someone in mind, a type of actors in mind for your characters. Do you prioritize trying to give people those chances that maybe can't?
Yeah. Well, in my film, besides Mark, the main actor, who was mostly a stunt guy in a lot of other films in Hollywood before he moved to Texas, all the 4 lead teenagers, their first time films. They had kind of had Cirque du Soleil background, martial arts backgrounds, things like that. So they've had training kind of in film, but not in film. Yeah. And they just knocked it out of the park. And then some of the other actors were just people that haven't had the opportunity. One was my karaoke host, Matthew Woodward, but he did a lot of acting in school and training for it and things like that. And this was the first opportunity. Well, he's done some award-winning short films and things like that. But he, was able to step into one of the roles. And then some of the other people were just my karaoke buddies. Because they're like, oh, I would love to be in a movie. And they were just so good. And there's so much talent here, untapped talent. And there's lots that, have had quite a bit of film experience, like Mindy Gilkerson. She moved to Atlanta, actually, now. But she's been in tons of movies in Vegas. So she's managed to find her way into all those little indie films. Now she's doing very well for herself in Atlanta. Moved her whole family up there because the film industry is so big there in Atlanta. So we're hoping that the tax credit comes through and that Vegas becomes a hub.
Yeah, because all of us that live here don't kind of want to move. We would have moved, but we stay here. So we're like, no, why do we have to constantly go everywhere? We want to have our own community. Because everyone's profiting in different ways, right? Business, live entertainment, all those other things. Why can't film be a thing? So that's why I'm always like, I'm really patient. I'm going to wait. I'm going to do what I'm going to do now, but I know we're made for more, right? It's that thing where, I see it coming in a very near future. Not like a 10-year thing. I feel like within the next 2 to 5 years, it's going to be...
Yeah, I think it's going to grow, and then it's going to grow. The need for film education is going to get higher. The need for people is going to get very high as well, too. Especially, if one studio comes, then another one's going to come, then another one's going to come. And then all of a sudden, there's going to be... Like in Vancouver, I mean, when I was working there, I sent out 2 resumes in my entire 20 years of film there. Because I would just go from one production to another, to another, to another. Why? Well, there's 2 reasons. The Canadian dollar, and when you convert it, you save on your American dollar. But then their tax credit is so good that it just kept Hollywood coming back over and over and over and over and over. And I was always busy. I always had work. And
that's the best thing that you could do. It's just, as long as you're always busy, that's the best of every artistry. Right? Exactly. Amazing. But all it takes, I always say, all it takes is one person to start it and then to show that it's possible, and it becomes a domino effect. So, and I'm glad that you're already stayed in your place. You're like, hey, I already have started here. You guys can't get rid of me. I did it before everyone else did. You guys just didn't believe in it,
Well, there were a few people before me.
Right. But your kids right now there's no big Warner Brothers, no big Disney yet. We're all very local and we're all very proud of those things. So as you should be. Love seeing your hard work. Now I'm going to ask you one more question, as I did, the previous guest before you. Is there a philosophy that you live by?
Oh, philosophy. Well, I just like being nice to people. I think starting as a production assistant and not being treated very well for quite a while made me respect other people on set, no matter what their job is. Every single job is important. Doesn't matter if you're the director, the actor, sound, all of it doesn't work unless everyone's working together. So it's just like filming is a community. Your set is a community, and I don't know. I have a lot of fun on my sets.
Yeah, love to see that. There's always high stress. All sets. There's always all energies, personalities everywhere.
Which was kind of funny on occasion because right before like an intense torture scene, I'd just be on the radio cracking everybody up, and then they'd have to like.
Right, like stop! I can't. You understand, like. But absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for being on here, everyone. Go stream 6 Wheels from Hell. Absolutely great energy, a hard worker, big dreams, and you're chasing them every step of the way, and just being kind while you do it. Like your energy is so mellow, like you know, like he's just here because he loves film, and that's what I love. And people really genuinely love what they do, and it's just for the sake of the craft instead of the recognition and what they get from it. You know, you're chasing the craft where you can contribute versus the result. You know, you see a lot of people that are like, no, I just want to be a star. So they just skip 20 steps, right? It builds character when you work for what you have, and he obviously has. So thank you so much. I love this energy. Please talk about where they can find you, what social media.
Okay.
Do you accept resumes and headshots from maybe people that are...
Oh, yeah. You can email me directly at evanallendirector@gmail.com. Our website is cybridentertainment.com, which is CYBRID. Entertainment.com. We have a lot of merch for the movie now at cybridentertainment.com/shop. You can get the graphic novel, you can get the shooting script on Amazon Books, and of course the movie is streaming all over on those 5 different streaming services.
A businessman. We love to see it.
Well, I got to make some money back so we can go make another movie, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's all it's for, the art. But we love to see it. We love your contribution, and you're only going to make it big. I'm glad that you're here. Oh my God. I'm like, oh my God, he's so big. He's sitting here on my show. But thank you so much for coming. I know it's not your first time on a social media show, so thank you for coming back. But everyone, Evan Allen, a round of applause for him. Check him out. Local actors, hit him up.
All right. Can everyone support their show, please?
Exactly. And everyone, please support his movie. I know we're going to have a feature on the other show called Spotlight coming up next week, where they're going to review the amazing movie by the amazing Evan Allen. So make sure to look out for that as well. And yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. When we come back, you know, I always know I'm not done talking. So I'll see you guys after the break.
Hello, everyone. This is Joseph Skoda with Social Media Shows. Well, I thank all of you for your support through these last several years, and it's been a lot of fun. We've given people a voice they never had before. Now, Social Media Shows is always collaborating with our veterans to help them do things and help out the veterans who are struggling today. And we teamed up with GI Connections, connecting veterans with resources. So please consider helping and donating to this great cause, because we're always doing things for veterans. So GI Connections, Social Media Shows, and you is what makes the world a better place. Once again, Joseph Skoda, proud United States Air Force veteran.
Have you ever dreamed of sharing your views and knowledge with the world? It should be easy, right? Just turn on your phone, talk into the camera, upload to your social media, then sit back and wait to go viral. Unfortunately, it's not that easy. Not only that you need a great message, you also need a video production as well as a quality sound and lighting. If that's not enough, you still need to make sure that video's description, title, and thumbnails are optimized by SEO and search algorithms. What a hassle! Don't worry, Social Media Shows is here to help. With our years of production online experience and professional studio, we can remove all the technical roadblocks out of your way so that you can focus on the message you want to share with the whole world. We have production plans that fit any budget. Visit social media shows today at socialmediashows.com and schedule your free pilot audition today.
Hi guys, and welcome back to the Hot Seat. I am your host, Priscilla Moy, and obviously that was an amazing episode. I say this after every episode, every Wednesday here in studio, and it blows me away. I tell you most of the time that I don't meet a lot of my guests prior to them coming on, so it's always a shock to me, even as much research and homework as I do. Meeting them is a whole other story, and I'm always left so inspired, and I learn so much from my guests. Even if they don't do what I do specifically, learning from them, meeting them, seeing the drive that they have really just motivates me, and I'm sure that motivates you to continue to push towards your dreams, because they're sitting here and they're like, this is what I started with and this is where I'm at now. And a lot of us are so preoccupied with like, oh my God, well, I want to be here, I'm not there yet, oh my God, the struggles I have. But when you see people out here doing it and killing it, it just pushes you to be like, you know what? Why am I complaining? Like, we all can be out there doing it, and I really hope that all of my guests really inspire you, no matter what your dream is, no matter what you do, whether you're a chef, politician, business owner, shop owner, artist, painter, musician, whatever it is, no matter what your struggles, we've all been there, but you can do it. You can end up being as successful as all of these people here who still have a ways to go because they never stop dreaming, which is what I hope for you. And then hopefully one day I can see you sitting here on the hot seat. So I really hope that you had a great time watching today's episode. We had a live entertainer here, and we also had someone who does film and behind the scenes, so having two of those different aspects within one industry is absolutely amazing. If you guys want to sponsor this show, you can always email the email address admin@socialmediashows.com. And that email address also can be an inquiry for whether or not you want to be on any of the like 10 to 15 shows that are here on social media shows. As you guys know, I'm not the only one who has people on or has a different type of show going on. So if you ever have anything within that, you guys can go email that same email address, admin@socialmediashows.com, to inquire about being on any of these shows. Or if you have a show idea to bring to production, they're always looking for new show ideas to stream. You guys can also email that as well with your inquiry. So I hope that you guys enjoyed today's episode of The Hot Seat. I will see you next week live in studio at 3 p.m. Don't go anywhere.